All right, on the bench today that I'm currently working on, out of a 2002 Chevy Corvette with a 5.7, we have the 4L60E. So the problem with this, what do we got for mileage-wise on here? 135,000 miles. The problem is your typical 4L60E problem of running away in third. All right, so I have the transmission down, basically cleaned. I didn't clean the case yet, but the thing landed on my bench a little too early, and I didn't want it to sit there, you know, for 4 hours and do nothing because I got to keep up with the work. So I tore it down and cleaned it. But I just wanted to show you the what's, I guess, different when it's in a Corvette. And once you take that away, it's just a straight up 4L60E. Even the converter is no big deal. You know, it's a typical converter according to the code on it. I call my supplier, and it's a GM33, which is, you know, used on many other vehicles as well. And I'll see if I can give you a shot of underneath, because the car is up in the air and that's where it'll stay until this is done. It's another reason why I had to kind of get right on it as soon as it came out of the car. So again, this is your typical problem of running away in third. So I found the 3/4 clutches, you know, basically nothing left of them here. Well, you know, maybe I'll get a little closer just so we can go over a couple of things. So on this transmission is in the back of the car. All right, so you have the flywheel and starter in the front, like the torque tube coming all the way to the back, and then you have the attachment for the converter, and it's like 3/4 of the bell housing, and then the transmission just has a little bell housing, which I'm going to show you, and the converter actually even sticks way out. And the differential, which I have here on the side, I unbolted from the back of the unit. I'll give you a shot of that as well. That's why I left it on the bench. So let me get a little closer here. You know, again, typical third problem, but I wanted to show you what's different on the Corvettes, you know, on these units. And like I said, you take that stuff away and you got a 4L60E. So no special kit, converter, or anything like that is required. You know, typical straight up 4L60E parts. So let me get a little closer and we will get started. All right, so first the problem again, 3/4 frictions are completely gone. As soon as this thing hit third gear, it's like you put the car into neutral. We got clutches. I got a banner kit, but you know, I'm getting new clutches, new steels. Even the snap ring I didn't like, I'm getting a new snap ring. So, you know, a couple things bad. You know, we could have a problem with the drum here. I did check the integrity of the drum. It was okay. The piston is another problem that could cause this, the molded piston. And I'm going to tell you, I had a problem once, an ongoing problem with a 4L60E with the 3/4 clutch. And then I said, let's get the transmission back out of the car. Let me get on the bench and let me figure this thing out and see what the heck is going on. And I figured it out. So I took the drum. It was all stacked up. So this is something I want you to look for when you work on these 4L60Es. All right? And I had the pump together. So, you know, I had this on the bench, and I had the whole pump together. And what I did was I air checked it through the pump. So you have your lockup valve here, and your pressure regulator valve and boost valve here. All right, so I was able to, you know, get underneath and air check the clutch, because you really can't do it when it's in the case. It's very hard. So, you know, we gotta get to the bottom of this problem. So I air checked it through, and as I was air checking it through the pump, I could feel air coming out of the pressure regulator valve. And, you know, it wasn't a little bit, because I said, oh, what the heck is that? And then I put some oil on there, air checked it again, it was all kind of bubbling like it was leaking. All right, and this is, you know, what it looks like. So what I do now, so it was leaking through there. So what I do now on every rebuild is I get the Sonic's boost valve that has 2 O-rings on it. And I lube it up real good with STP because, you know, you push the thing in, you gotta be extremely careful. You take it back out. I've torn O-rings before. They do give you extras. And also there's early and late, so you have to measure the length of this. And then there's actually 3 different ones. And you measure the length, the thickness of this land here. So this is 470 thousandths. I'm going for the upgraded one, 490, because it's a Corvette. All right, and this is the early one. I think it's like 1907 inches. But once I did that, I had no more bubbles, nothing coming out, and that absolutely fixed the car. So, and I haven't seen the guy since. So that was, and it's been, you know, probably more than a year. So that's one thing you gotta look at here. If you're having a 3-4 problem, you know, a constant problem, you know, like you would do it, maybe it will come back burned out again. You know, honestly, that's what happened to me. I had to do it under a warranty work, and I said, you know, once it comes, I said we got to figure this thing out because this thing can't come back again. You know, especially when it comes back with the same problem. So that's how I figured that out. A lot of times the piston's no good, you know, most of the time that's what we find. May not be able to hold. I always air check the drum, and sometimes you can hear the drum leaking. So, and then when you change the piston, overhaul it, everything's okay. So that's that. I just wanted to go over that because that's one thing I'm doing to this transmission as I do to everyone. All right, here is the diff that bolts up to the back of the transmission. Okay, your axles go in. You got your speed sensor here. Let me just pick this up a little bit so you guys can see. And it's pretty much just held in. There's two studs and 2 bolts. One on each side, 2 on the top. And here is a special seal that I also have coming. So that's the diff. Let me show you the case. Also a special rear seal. Okay, right here. All right, just give me 1 second, somebody's here. Okay, so back to the case. So a special rear seal, and here, actually, there are 3 studs. I'm sorry, I knew I took 3 nuts out. Okay, so differential bolt to here, the output shaft, okay, goes in, of course, to the diff. And then you have your seal on the, seal on the diff, and you have your seal on here. They look all the same, so I have 2 of them coming. All right, now on this case, 4L60E case, your typical 4L60E, you know, would have a filler tube. This does not have that. All right, so there is no filler tube here that can go in because the fill is in the pan. Okay, so this is the case, and this is the little bell housing. All right, that goes on here, and then the converter sticks way out. Then this bolts to the other piece that houses the converter. Okay, so that's that little tiny bell housing. Okay, so this is the case. I got the reverse piston out, so I have it on my stand. Of course, it is not clean yet, but no spot for the filler tube. Special rear seal does not come in the kit, so that is extra. You know, you got to order that. Okay, and let me show you the pan. Okay, so here is your fill for the pan. So you fill it until it runs out, then you start it again and fill it until it runs out, and then it's full. Okay, there is the special filter, because it's got a, you know, a sump right in the middle. You can see that right in the middle, so you need this filter here with the extended tube on it. Okay, and pretty much everything else is the same. One other thing I did want to show you, okay, you see the sprig here is a single cage sprig and always gets updated. To the dual cage sprig, all right, every single one of them. So just, yeah, especially this thing, a Corvette, got a lot of power behind it. So I'll be doing your typical overhaul, you know, with bushings and batter kit and pistons, you know, just like I do with every other transmission. Just the rear seal is special, so that I have, like I said, I have 2 of those coming. All right, so I kind of just wanted to show you, you know, the Corvette 4L60E transmission. I'll take you under the car now and just show you under there, and then we can just finish it up from there. But just want to make a quick video on it because I could not tear the transmission down with you guys. All right, so I will pick it up underneath the car. All right, so that is where the transmission bell housing and converter bolt to. Right there. Let me back that a little. And then what we can do is follow it. I just got my light here. I will follow it up to the front. You know, here is the flywheel in here and the starter. So you got the tube going all the way to the back. Here's the cool lines that go all the way to the back. So we're going to flush all that out. And we back it back up here. All right, and again, that's what it looks like there. All right, so it's all in the back of the car. There's the axle. All right, so 2002 Corvette 4L60E running away in third. Typical problem. I just wanted to show you guys the Corvette transmission, how it differs from your typical 4L60E that we see all the time. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next one.